Hello and welcome back to Space Rangers 2 HD, A War Apart. I'm your host Imperialus, and we will be rejoining the Fey Space Ranger, coincidentally named Imperialus as well, as he continues to attempt to rid the galaxy of the Dominators. I have mucked around with the video settings a bit to hopefully try and deal with that lag issue that I was having when I accessed the equipment screen here. So, as you can see now, it seems to work fairly well. No more stuttering on this screen or anything like that, and hopefully my voice will also not get cut off and choppy and stuff like that. So, like I said, we are now at a point where the game's kind of opened up. This is just a little hint telling you about your flying with a partner. I'm not going to be keeping him around for too long. He's not going to be terribly interested in sticking around for too long, just because I'm not going off to fight Dominators right away, and that's what they want to do, so... Now, so what we need to do next is go up to the History Research Station, and he's going to give us a whole whack of backstory. May as well fuel up while I'm here and take off. Just going to do a whole bunch of explaining about the Dominators and what they are, and the Pirates and what they are, and all that good stuff. So here's the research station. Oh, no, that's the ranger station. Where is it? S. S is science. There's the research station. And fly over to that. Yeah, I actually have to run this in a window now to get it to work properly and not lag on that screen, so... Which is weird, because my computer is significantly more powerful than this thing needs, but... I don't know, something's hogging memory somewhere. Anyhow, here's the science station. We've got another Fae standing here explaining what the heck is going on. And it says, Imperialus, it's the same old story. First you enlist, and then you start wondering who it is we're fighting. Well, Rangers aren't part of the regular army. But none of that matters. What matters is that you're trying to use brute force where it is better to sit and think hard on the matter. There's no time to think. Dominators and pirates are attacking us all across the known space. I'm going to let you read this on your own. Basically, he's just saying Dominators are robots that are extremely aggressive, but they also drop a type of technology called nodes that is sort of an alternate currency in the game that you can use specifically with science stations and ranger stations to buy the micro modules, like you saw I had on my... I got awarded for completing that RTS mission. Anyhow, if you haven't finished reading yet, you can pause the video and check it out. But now he's going into, there are 3 different types of Dominators. There's Blazer, Keller, and Terron. And a little bit about what they are up to and what makes them different from each other. Basically, Blazer is based on a planet. They're the most aggressive and have the biggest guns. The Kelleroids are much more progressive technologically. They use hyperspace a lot, and they think that Keller himself might be living in one. And then last up is Terron, and we don't know much about him, but they're pretty sure that he is based on a planet somewhere, so he's actually on the surface, and in order to defeat Terron you need to do an RTS. So at the end of the day, you're going to be fighting Blazer in outer space in the sort of traditional game method that most of the game takes place in. Keller is going to be in the arcade shooter mini-game with in hyperspace, and then Terron is going to be one of the RTS type things. So anyhow, now he's just saying everything else about them is classified. And I ask him about pirates. So makes a joke about wearing patches and peg legs and all that sort of stuff. And then... So pirates, like I said, they're sort of the 6th faction outside of the Dominators. And they are quite aggressive, but you can actually end up joining them, and you can trade on their planets and that sort of stuff. They have their own sort of version of a lot of technology called acronic tech that gives some bonuses and penalties. I'll try and point it out when I see it. But other than that, there isn't too much else about the pirates that he has to tell me, at least. And then he just tells me a little bit about the science stations in general. So they have a network of stations spread across the galaxy, and science stations can do some neat stuff. The first thing that they can do is upgrade equipment, and anything you have can be upgraded. So I could upgrade my hull, give it damage resistance and that sort of stuff. I could upgrade my cannon, my fuel tank, my gripper, my radar, all that sort of stuff. I can't upgrade the engine because it's already upgraded. But you do have to pay them for it, and it's definitely not worthwhile to do with kind of the starting equipment because it's, well, starting equipment. But once you start getting some really good hulls and really good weapons and things like that, you'll definitely want to be making use of the upgrade stuff. I'm not going to upgrade anything. They'll also repair your ship, which kind of everybody does. But they can repair artifacts, which are a whole other thing that you can equip on your ships that you find in hyperspace. So, and only science stations. Potentially ranger stations, but I think only science stations can repair artifacts. And they'll also sell you research probes, which you use to scan uninhabited planets and try to find interesting things. You can get more trade goods and potentially even weapons and artifacts and other really cool stuff. So, but not at a point where I can even really afford to do any of that yet. So, oh, and they'll buy Dominator equipment off of you for more and more money, or more money than most places will buy it from you. The class in war gives you more backstory, which I'm not going to waste time with. And developing the base, you can actually improve all the bases. Again, like, this is a very much a living galaxy, and by throwing money into various causes, you're going to increase the power of, or increase the capabilities of your allies. So, actually, real quick here, I'm just going to pause the recording for a second, and I'm going to adjust the music volume down a little bit, because it still sounds a little bit loud to me, and I don't want to have to shout over top of it. So, we're back, and hopefully the music is a little bit quieter now. But, anyhow, now I am completely done all of the training, and the game has opened up much, much more. So, I'm going to show you the first and most powerful tool for trading, and that is, well, actually no, I'll show you the simpler tool for trading first, and then I'll show you the more powerful but a little bit tougher to figure out. Ooh, we got a fight going on here, and that's what the two crossed swords mean. And judging by the fact that there's a wormhole, I suspect that Dominators are invading that system. So I could conceivably go there and pick a fight with some Dominators, but probably not the healthiest thing for me to do at this point. But what I did want to come up here to look for is... there it is. In the Beltric system, they have a business center, and so I'm going to head off in that direction after my cargo is full. So for 165, I'm actually going to sell 3 of those and buy the 3 luxuries that they have. I'll lose a little bit of money selling the material or the the Technics, but I'll make up more than that by selling even just those 3 luxuries. The basics of trading, I guess I'll go into that a little bit now here. And the way that the basics of trading work is all of the different items have different min and max prices, as you might expect. And something like food tends to have a very small margin. Food and ore are almost completely worthless to try and trade. The 2 that you want to be trading are Technics and luxuries. They have the biggest margins, they're the most expensive things to buy, and so the spread on them is the biggest. And like, I bought these for 165, there's a really good chance that I could sell these for like 230, 240. Alcohol is about equivalent to Technics in terms of its overall value, but the problem with alcohol is there's a fair number of the races, like the Fae and the Gauls, both have alcohol as illegal. It's a banned substance. So you can't trade, well, you can trade it on those planets, but they'll end up hating you, and there's a distinct possibility you could end up in prison and all that sort of stuff. Weapons and drugs can be the most profitable. I mean, you look at the drugs they're selling here for 273, and you'll see these margins just skyrocketing. But weapons and drugs are illegal almost everywhere, except for space stations and planets that happen to be under an anarchy government. And I believe weapons are also legal under military dictatorships or dictatorship governments. But you can very easily end up with a cargo hold full of weapons and drugs and nowhere to sell them at. So, generally speaking, I try to avoid trading them. I'll pick them up if the prices are really good, but my primary trade goods are Technics and luxuries. But, like I said, we want to go to the Bellatrix system and check out the business center. And again, I'm not entirely sure how I should do the trading with this. I'm going to do a little bit of a trade run and kind of show you what I do. But when it comes to the grind of actually just flying around and trading, I don't know if it would make more sense for me to put cuts in the video and just kind of show when things get interesting, like I find a new piece of equipment or end up in a fight or something like that. But as it stands now, chances are really good you're probably not going to want to watch me flying in circles for hours on end just buying and selling stuff. So if anybody has any ideas for how it would make sense to you for me to actually run that, let me know. Anyhow, here we are at the business center. So this is another space station, and you can do some interesting stuff here. You can take out loans. You can, for different amounts, so 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, and the bigger the loan, the less time you have to pay it back. So you've got 2,106 days to pay back a small loan, and it only costs you, everything will cost you 10, the small loans cost you 10%, that's 20%, and I think that's 15. But I don't need to take out a loan at the moment. You can also open deposit accounts. If you throw money into them, they actually give you a really bloody good interest rate, 4.2%. And so this can be a decent way to try and earn up a bit of money once you have some that you don't need to spend right away. It's almost essential, actually, in the later game to have deposit accounts open, because otherwise equipment just gets so expensive and repairs get so expensive that if you don't have that interest coming in, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to keep pace. Invest in projects. So you can build a ranger center, and this will actually build a ranger center or a research station or anything like that. And then the last one is assisting families affected by the war. Will mostly just bumps up your score and improves your relationship with everybody. Building the extra stations can be really, really handy because stations do get destroyed too. And so, I mean, people build them on their own, but you can sort of pick and choose where they get built going this way. But what we are here to do, and life insurance is completely pointless, it just helps improve your overall score when you die, which seems a little silly. But anyhow, what we're here to do is order a market analysis. And basically what they're going to do is I give them some money, and you can either tell them to find trade options that are really close by, or try to find trade options that are more remote. With the way that I am geared up right now, I'm interested in trade options that are close to me. So I'm going to click on that, and now he's going to give me a list of different planets that have really, really good prices and places that I could sell them. So the one that really interests me is these Technics, but I'm going to save all three of them. It just saves it down in my little taskbar thing here. And with that, because I already have a full load of Technics, I'm just going to fuel up and find the tourist system. It's down there. I wonder. Might buy a slightly better fuel tank here now too. That's actually a really good sort of price to weight ratio. Oh, I have no space in my ship. I need to free up 32. Okay. How big's that? 20? You can also put things into storage. So maybe for now, just because I'm already full up, I don't have any more space in the ship, I'm just going to leave the fuel tank for now. They're easy enough to find decent ones. So, first jump, I need to go to Atlas. If you look on the map here, this green ring is as far as I'm able to jump, so it's going to be a couple of hops for me to actually get over there. There's my partner following me around. Like I said, he's probably going to leave before too much longer here. And just make a fueling stop. Not what I meant to click on. Then jump down to Craw. Oh, and when you see these, it's somebody talking to somebody else. So this is... And anytime there's communication going on in your radar range, it'll bring it up here. So, especially if somebody's directly communicating to you, that can be important. So, Regnal Gefrak to Mekan Olre Poe. And he's robbing them. I'm not going to get involved in that. But And here's an ad. So feel like making some money, then check out Epentech. And they're selling manufactured goods for as low as 70 credits. And he's also saying that... oh no, actually this is just another trader giving me a tip. So... that can be useful sometimes. Generally speaking, you can't really rely on stuff like that. It can be handy to... if something happens to come up, but certainly not something to rely on for trading. No life there. No life there. Where can I land? You look like a planet I could land on. Oh, another system got captured by pirates. And I'm just going to visit the trade center. See, I mean, I purchased these for 78. Or I purchased them for 59. I can sell them for 78. But if I look here, they'll buy, this other plan will buy them from me for 88. So that's a significant margin difference. And here again, you can see down here the weapons and the drugs are both illegal. Even though weapons are a really good price, it's a big risk to try and buy them. Fuel up again. And now we'll go down to tourists. So I could pick that up, but I don't have space for it. But, potentially, just to make a little bit of money. Because it's got 30 cargo. Or it takes 30 cargo. I'm going to make a little diversion here. Go to the trade center. No, not the trade center. Go to my ship. Open up storage. Pop them in there. Just temporarily. I'm going to come back and get them in just a second here. Never turn down the opportunity to make a couple bucks. May as well pick up the minerals since I'm flying right by them anyhow. So somebody either got blown up or dumped their cargo or something like that. There's myriad of different reasons that they might do that. Trade, and that's a few bucks. And all profit. So let me just pop back in here, take my Technics back out, and off we go. Down to tourists. I mean, quite a bit of this game does involve just being opportunistic. Oh, here. I'm being attacked by a pirate. He wants 2,500 credits not to kill me. I've got my ally here, so there's two of us. And I mean, I'm certainly not really equipped for combat, but I do have the missile launchers, so I'm going to say we'll fight. Whew, he did some damage. And there's nobody really around that I can call on for help. So what I'm going to do instead is continue on my course, but, and this is going to cost me, I'm also going to activate my afterburner, which is going to make me go a whole lot faster, but it damages my engine. And that should hopefully get me clear. Otherwise this is going to be a real short Let's Play. What's he doing? He's coming in to attack me too. This is getting ugly. See if I can get my friend to distract him a little bit while I continue running away. And still got my afterburner on, which is what I really want to make sure I do, and we're just going to run. And you can see I'm firing off my missiles in the general direction of the guy who's chasing me. Well, he might die now, but he's expendable. Got him off my back. So, oh yeah, incoming urgent message. My friend Ranger Ula Fite has perished in the Craw system. So, lost my little companion there, but such is life. Anyhow, I want to go to Rantashus. There it is. And I'm back to my normal speed now, but you can see how much damage I took just in that little fight there. I mean, that was pretty brutal. I got smacked around pretty good. Oftentimes it's worthwhile to actually pay off those guys. So now we'll go to the trade center and see, this is selling for 84. I purchased it for 59. Bam. And even better. So now I'm up to 18,000 space bucks. But what I'm really excited about here is this. They are selling luxuries for 161, which is dirt cheap for a planet. You'll sometimes find them cheaper on space stations, but space stations will only have like 2 or 3 in stock, whereas he has 48, which I doubt I'm even going to be... Oh, I can't afford all of them. So I'll buy all those, and I do still have some cargo space, but first I want to check on fuel tanks. Don't want that. Don't want that. And just because the meds here are such a good price, I'm going to purchase them as well. But I'm only going to purchase 94. Leave myself with a little bit of, maybe just 90, 89. Leave myself with 15 cargo space in case I can find a better fuel tank. So, got 89 medical supplies and 51 luxuries. Now what I need to do is I will show you the most powerful tool for trading in the game. I'm actually going to put a quick cut in the video here and be back in about 2 seconds. But as soon as we're back, I will show you the most powerful tool for trading.